Look, if you're someone like me and you're highly ambitious, you really want to succeed and you want to push forwards, this is the video for you. I'm going to break down the exact blueprint for you to be able to scale to $1 million plus with your agency in 2026. Look, the truth is I did the exact same video 1 year ago, which you can see here, and it's got 15,000 plus views, and it was the most talked about video in the agency space. Why? Because it follows the exact model of my agency Genflow, which has now done $100 million plus in revenue in total. And look, I'll just say it, our accounts are public. You can go to Company's House in the UK. I'll even put a screenshot here and you can see the revenue that my agency actually delivers. The truth is, what we do at Genflow is so different, so unique, that if you were to use some of those tactics, which I'm going to explain to you in this video, you'll also be able to scale extremely fast like I did. Look, it took me 14 months to hit $1 million, and for the past 4 years now, we've been doing $10 million plus. It's just because I don't follow the advice that most people say. I've invented my own ways, we do our own stuff, and we've essentially invented a whole different model of running an agency. So I'm going to be breaking down this blueprint into 7 steps that you can follow one by one to be able to do it yourself. With that being said, let's jump onto my screen and get into this. Look, just very quickly. So it took me 14 months, as I said, to do $1 million. And ever since then, we did 2 million in 2018, 5 in 19, 7 million, then 11, then 14, then 18, then 23. And in 2025, it's about 25 million plus. So year on year, extreme growth under the agency model, the model that apparently is not scalable, right? The model that you can't even comprehend. How can you do such numbers doing just normal services for brands, for people, and making a success? And that is what you're going to walk away with at the end of this video. You will know exactly the shit that I'm doing wrong, and what do you need to start physically doing, start moving towards the direction of being able to generate yourself such amount of revenue. I think, look, quick context as well. Let me explain a little bit of what I do at Genflow and what we do. So the truth is, over the years, we now offer 20 plus different services, and we have so many different type of clients we work with. Fundamentally, on one side, I help creators and online entrepreneurs, and I'm going to explain why later, and I help them build businesses, which means I provide a whole host of services to them. On this side, I work with businesses, brands, and I help them scale. So that could be other agencies, it could be D2C brands, it could be massive brands like a Dior, Gymshark, etc. Either we help them scale through marketing, or we help them scale by connecting them to creators. So we work with those like groups of clients and do like 20 plus services. Today, the team is 120 plus. I have offices in London, LA, New York, and even Dubai. And ultimately, we're in one of the best, most successful agencies in our space and what we do. And that is hopefully by the end of this video, you're going to see like why, because of the stuff I talk you through. So anyway, at any point you want to go see more, is genflow.com. You can go and have a look. And even on this channel, if you're new, make sure you hit subscribe. I've got tons and tons of videos to help you scale your business. Anyway, let's jump in straight. So the very first thing is how to make $1 million with your agency in 2026. This is the number one thing. And I know some of you will get annoyed, but I just have to do this, have to say this, which is you have to stop servicing offline clients. And yes, I know what you've believed. Some guy told you AI arbitrage. Some guy told you untapped opportunity. Go to restaurants and build websites. Go to dentists and, run the ads for them. Because bro, there's like nobody's doing it. You need to go and do it. It's untapped, blue ocean. Whatever those words, buzzwords you hear in the market, it is frankly not the way you should be running your business. If you're offering services today to offline clients, they are the bottom end of the market. Why? Why is that, right? An offline business has limited capacity because it's a physical restaurant. They can only have so many people. It's a spa. It can only have so many people. It's a dentist. You can only have so many people. It's someone that does building work. They only can do so much work. So you might generate them all the leads you can, but they might only be able to take 3 clients, which means you will never be able to scale. I'll explain in a second. Fundamentally, it's because they are limited, which means if you charge them $3,000 per month, you will always only charge them $3 per month because they can never do more. So if a restaurant only has 50 tables, they only have 50 tables. If a spa can only have this many appointments, they can only have this many appointments. Any physical type of person doing something in real life, they can only do so much, which means you are limited to your growth. It's all about the opportunity cost. If you have 10, 15, 20 clients today, that's great. You are spending your time working for those clients. Ultimately, still in the game of selling your time, as much as you think like, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to have my own business, you're just selling your time to service those clients. If you're never going to be able to make more money from those clients, it's going to be impossible for you to scale. That's why like 99% of agencies, they get to like 10, 50, 20 clients, they get to 50, 100K a month, and they'll get stuck because they cannot grow past that because they have to keep fulfilling the people they've already said they're going to do the work for. And you have nowhere to grow grow. So you get to like this box and you can't escape and you can't grow, you can't scale. One of the biggest reasons it took me only 14 months to get $1 million and then scale ever since is because I didn't work with offline clients. You need to be working with online clients. So ultimately, you are doing the work where people won't scale. They are at some point going to be really questioning the ROI and you won't be able to keep those clients long term. Naturally, it's a 6 to 9 month period and you will lose that client. So even though it felt amazing that you've, started your business, you've got some clients, it's amazing, all that good stuff, there's going to be a natural point where that's not going to scale. So if you are already servicing offline clients, nothing to worry about. Like, you got to keep making money. I get it. But I would start to think about how am I going to go from there to start working with online clients. And that's ultimately it. So step 1, we have to stop working with offline clients, which brings me to step 2, which is we need to go after online clients. Work with people at the forefront of the world. Like, who would be the best people to work for in the world, right? Magic wand. Wave it. Who are those clients? It's going to be fast growth online brands, ambitious founders, tech businesses, companies that have recently raised because they have a lot of money, D2C brands, creators, online entrepreneurs. Online clients grow fast. You grow fast. What's crazy to me is so many of you have gone through the thought process of like, let me see where the opportunity is untapped, right? So I'm going to go and I'm going to use my custom GPT to quickly write website copy for this restaurant. And that way it's only going to cost me $100 to do the work and I'm going to charge $3,000, I want to be so rich, right? The thinking is like, where is the opportunity for me to jump on and quickly monetize, right? I get it. When the opportunity should be, no, why would I waste my time working with the worst type of client when I could have used that same time to work with the best type of client? And so it's not about how can I not screw over, but how can I, make the highest amount of profit from which group of people? Instead, it should be like, how can I make the highest amount of profit with the group of people, which it can actually grow year on year, right? Because this is a one-time thing which is never going to scale. This is the type of thing which is going to scale. And I know that means, yep, but Shan, how am I meant to get these clients, blah, 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 and we'll talk about that. But the point is, it's the mentality, it's the mindset, it's the strategy. You need to have a strategy in place which actually is built for scale, built for growth. The reason most agencies never grow, they're just servicing the wrong clients and you're stuck, right? So it's so important for you to start recognizing what I'm saying and start thinking, okay, I need to go and do what I do, but for a better type of clients. People want high-paying clients. Of course, everybody wants high-paying clients. Everybody wants to, bro, where can I get leads from? Where am I going to get leads? Like, yes. But the type of leads you're looking for in the first place is just wrong. You're going and, going to Apollo and downloading your list of dentists. Maybe not. We get the idea. You're worrying about where do I get the list of leads from, but the actual strategy is wrong in the first place. Your business strategy, the plan, has to be to go and work with the best possible clients so you make the most amount of money. It's the most logical, simple way for you to think about it. But I know it's tough. And how do you physically get there? But at the same time, you got to have that plan right because you're playing the wrong game. You're playing to lose in what you're doing today. And it's tough. I get it, man. Like you must be spending all your time servicing those clients, keeping them happy, etc. But I had a call the other day. I asked the guy, he was providing leads to physical building services people. So people that do fix people's houses, roof, painting, etc. So he's providing leads to those businesses. I forgot the name, how you would categorize them. And I was like, that must be so boring. And the guy was almost about to cry because that's the reality of it, right? He's quit his job, started an agency. He's now providing leads to the most boring companies and entrepreneurs you can imagine. Guy who's running a business about fixing other people's houses, he's not going to be the person that's going to grow your business or you're going to be wow, it's going to be amazing something for you, right? The most fun and why I've been in the agency game for 10 years in 2026 now, it's mainly because I enjoy the people that I work with. It's amazing to have amazing clients because it makes it fun. You actually learn stuff off them and you're at the forefront of making doing really good shit versus, and then you do more stuff. And if you naturally want to work hard for your clients, you'll end up making more money versus having clients that suck just because of what they do. It's not their fault, right? I'm sure they're amazing people. I'm taking it from a business point of view. Why would you waste your time on people that you can't grow with? So you have to fundamentally change your mindset, right? So, but who are you going to go after? And this is quite common for social media agencies, content agencies, etc. That a lot of you guys will be working with the wrong clients because I see it all the time. I need to stop that. The next one is the big one, step 3. This is the one, when I spoke about it last year, people could not believe that I'm saying this. But anyway, let's get into it. You cannot niche down and you cannot just offer one service. That is literally the worst way to build an agency business. And I know your favorite guy online told you the opposite. He said to you, one problem, one specific thing, do do one thing. Have this hero statement, which is like X result in Y time frame or your money back, right? And that's been glued into your head as that's the way to do it. I'm going to say something which is going to annoy some people. It's how you sell courses. It's not how you sell services. It's as simple as that. If I was telling you how to sell a digital product, a course, I would be saying to you, yeah, you should say to someone, hey, you need to lose weight in 90 days. Yeah, makes sense. But if you are an agency providing a service, that is not the way to flex it. Because you are saying, I do this one thing, and you're trying to find people who want to do this one thing. But in reality, every business you speak with, even if you were providing a single service, the way you sell that service to each one of those people actually differs. And that's what the smart guys know. The smart guys in the agency space know that I cannot be a one-trick pony. I cannot be, I only do one thing. The people sell that to you, so you buy their course because you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to have my offer. I'm going to pick a niche. I'm going to pick my ideal client. And then I'm going to sit and spam those people every single day. And hopefully I'll get enough put calls and I'll have 20 clients. Even when you get to that eventuality, you have 20 clients, which are most likely offline and suck, and then you're stuck, right? So fundamentally, it is the wrong strategy to build an agency. And look, I know you're going to be like, Shan, but it worked for me. Shan, it works for me. Look at me. I'm on this much. Well, I will say, find me another agency owner that's done $100 million in revenue and sitting with the context that I have that won't agree with me. Or find me an agency that has physically done what you are saying versus what I am saying. If I look at the agencies that I inspire and I look at CAA, $1 billion agency, WME, $1 billion agency, they're not like that. They are like what I'm doing. They provide multiple services across multiple different things. And that is how you build a successful business. So how do you do that, right? And it doesn't mean you got to do all that at once, whatever. Let me explain that a bit more. Anyway, let's get back into it. So stop offering part of the funnel. So let me explain. So what we're looking at here, and I'll do is how to make more money. Every business that you'll ever work with, whether it is a restaurant, whether it is a big brand, whether it is a creator, whether it is an entrepreneur, everybody has the exact same business funnel. So a restaurant is trying to get awareness, a restaurant is trying to get traffic, a restaurant is trying to get more tables booked, and then a restaurant is trying to make sure people come back to them. Apple is trying to do awareness, they're trying to get lots of traffic, they're trying to get you to buy the iPhone, they want you to keep going back and buying other products, right? Every single brand, it's a funnel. You as an agency today, you have to make the conscious decision of where do you fit in. Do you want to be the guy that sits here, right? This is your choice. You. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be here? You want to help with lead gen? Then that you're here. You are helping the top of their funnel. Or do you want to be close to conversion? You are helping a creator launch a course, right? Where do you want to be? The fundamental thing is, the closer you are to this conversion box, the more money you make, because you make other people money. The easiest way to make money as an agency is to make other people money. Not just get leads, not just high level stuff, right? Not just social media content, anything which is high level, i.e. top of the funnel, I should say, you'll make the least amount of money. You want to make the most money? You got to be down here. Then, if you're at the top, you can only charge retainers and one-off project fees, which is what happens today, I'm sure with a lot of you, that you get paid for a project, then they never come back. Someone bought 30 UGC content pieces of you, then they didn't come back. Someone signed up to your retainer, then they canceled because they're like, what's the ROI in month 3? You're currently doing the same thing again and again. Where the money is for you is here, because you can charge a retainer and you can take a percentage. Or I'll even put it here, you can get performance. So what does that mean? It means if you helped a creator launch, we can take a percentage. If you smashed someone's ads because you also did the landing page and you also built the offer and you also build the emails, you can say, hey, if I was to deliver you X amount of profit, I want an extra 5K, 10K, whatever. So it allows you, because you are involved in the money making. Because obviously you can't say that people always come, Shan, but I don't know how to take a percentage. I don't do this part. How do I get this Stripe? It's like, yeah, but they won't give it to you because you didn't do anything. Just because you sent them more traffic, they're not going to give you anything. But if you were involved across the whole funnel, it will. So the secret, the blueprint to building a big agency, to building a successful agency, to making millions of dollars as an agency owner, you need to upskill yourself that you can do things across the funnel. And that is the ultimate secret that people won't say it out loud who are doing it, because that is the truth. So today, I could work with a brand and I could run a webinar from them. Then I would also be running the page where the traffic goes. I would want to be involved in the offer that we are selling to people on that webinar. I then want to know how we're going to send emails after the fact and sales calls or whatever to convert those people. I want to be across the whole thing. Otherwise, I don't want to do it. Why? Because of the opportunity cost. I don't want to waste my time just doing and bringing you awareness. I don't want to do it, right? Because I'm selfish. I care about my business. So should you. You need to back yourself. I don't know why, but it annoys me. Agency owners, freelancers, business owners, people don't back themselves enough to be able to go and do something which they think is not possible. So limiting belief is the biggest thing why you've probably not done some of this stuff, because you think it's too hard. Shan, I can't do this. I'm going to be honest. So obviously when I started making content on YouTube, I just talk about what it's actually worked for me. And then when I see the response or people's response, I'm shocked, because I think what is so normal for me natural. To other people, it seems like that's impossible. So then I've been thinking about it a lot. When I make these videos, I sit and think about like how I want to structure it. All I know is I did what I thought was right, because I'm like, hang on, I cannot just do this part for you and I'm expecting you to do the rest. I spoke to somebody the other day. She was running a personal branding agency for LinkedIn. She goes, I've sent them so many leads and they could never convert them. And it's frustrating. And now they're giving me notice because they think the leads aren't right, but their sales team sucks. I was like, that was your biggest mistake. The moment the leads were not converting, you should say to them, don't worry, I will close them for you, and quickly go and hire 2 salespeople and add that to your service. From 3K per month, say 6K per month, and I want 10% of all the sales that I close, and you start doing it. Ultimately, they just want to make more money. What people don't realize is, as agency owners, the founder of the business you are servicing just wants to win. They actually don't care if it's in-house or outsourced or whatever. They just want to win. And even more importantly, they just want someone to tell them what to do. If you're like, this is the way it needs to be done, people are like, yeah, man, do it. But you don't have the conviction because you don't have the thinking of, I can actually do this stuff. When I said that to her, she was like, I messed it up. So she basically lost the client because she wasn't proactive enough. She didn't jump on it. And on this point of like doing services, etc., that's essentially how you do it. So practically, how do you do it? You realize the opportunity. So if you are doing ads for a client, right? You do PPC ads, whatever, Meta. You need to be looking at the conversion rate on the page, and it's not right. The offer is not right. This is not right, because you should be looking at the 20 other brands that are killing it and comparing their page to your client's page. You'll be like, they're not doing a good enough job. I think I need to say to them that I'm going to come in and do it for you. And it just means you have to go and hire that. I get it. It's hard. But if you were to, how good would that be? Imagine the next 5 clients where you can go and do that in the first place. For me, I just could not let the client have other people fuck it up. I was like, I'm not doing that. I need to be in control. If I'm in control, I know I can deliver. Did I know I can deliver? Of course not. I'm just making it up. But if I was like, cool, but I'll be able to figure it out because I backed myself, right? Even like this in 2025, we ran so many online webinars and I've tried so many different things. And every time I'm backing myself to be like, okay, we'll figure it out. We're doing like 7-hour live streams. We'll figure it out. You know, every single thing that I've ever done is like, we'll figure it out. But I'd rather be the one controlling and doing it because then I can actually have an input and make it a success. So stop being part of someone's funnel. Your job is to control the funnel as much as possible. And I know that's tough, but I want to just leave that thought in your head. So when you're sitting and thinking about how to grow, when you're thinking about how to scale, when you're thinking about all that stuff, you can actually be like, I would like to try. And look, the truth is, so many people are giving this advice to so many people that watch this content. They hit me up and say, I just signed my first client with a percentage. I've just offered them the following service. I upsold them. The biggest opportunity you have is to go and upsell new shit to your current clients. Biggest, because they're your warmest people. And I get messages all the time. Shan, I took your advice. I went and sold another 3K this to my current client, etc. And it's amazing. That's exactly what I want for everybody. I want you to go and win and make more money. And the way to do that is that. So stop being a part of stuff. Start doing as much as you physically can, so you control the awareness and you control the conversion in some capacity, even if it's not 100%. So then A, you're in control. B, you can start getting more money on the back end, which is the ultimate goal, right? The more money you make is the best thing in the world. Okay, which brings me on to step 4. And I slightly said it before, but let's deep dive it. So you don't want to niche down. So what do I mean by this? So again, I can only explain my approach and what's worked for me over the years, that your business essentially is not ever a niche. You cannot think I'm an agency in XYZ niche. It's all about the positioning of your offer, meaning depends who you are speaking with, you completely change your offer, which essentially means you have multiple niches. Because ultimately, money is money. You as an agency owner today, you should have like a stack of skills and you should always be adding more skill. The more skills you have, the more money you make. So simply what it means is you are focused on, I need to go and bring clients in across that funnel I just explained. And the trick is that you're positioning yourself based on the person you're approaching. So if you're trying to sell a UGC service, you need to say, we help brands deploy UGC at scale. I don't know, right? If you're speaking to someone to then do their ads, you should be like, hey, we are the best performance marketing, blah, 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 blah. So instead of thinking, I'm just this one thing and that's all I am, you're limiting yourself so much from the very beginning that instead, if you tried multiple things, you will start to see which one actually works better for you. If so many people that are stuck, I ask them this question, but why that? Why is that the thing you've decided to do? And they can't give an answer. I was speaking to someone recently. She goes to me, I help, like basically she's going in and helping like the HR of companies, like a fractional HR as an agency. I was like, why are you doing that though? Couldn't answer it. I was like, why would you not do the recruitment side? Surely that's more money than the HR side. HR is like, people just want to solve HR problems. It doesn't really make you money. Could it increase retention? Yeah. Is it really measurable? No. It's going to be a hard time. If you did recruitment, it's easier because someone needs to hire and you'll get paid for hiring people. I was just saying to her, like, why are you only doing this just one part. In the people world, there's so many services you can offer to be a full stack people agency for brands. I said to her, look, I hate paying a fee to recruitment agents. What if it was I paid you $5K a month and you're going to help me hire 2 people a month? That would be all right, right? And she was like, I hadn't even thought about it, because she just thought about HR, companies need it. That's my niche. That's what I'm doing. I need leads. How do I get leads? What's my offer? My offer is $5K a month, blah, 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 blah. And that's it. I've got everything. It's like people set themselves in a box, and for whatever reason, they can't change the box. It's not allowed. It's not allowed, right? That's it. I made my mind up. I am a HR person now. And this is my service. This is my thing. This is my thing. For me personally, I've never had a box. I don't care. What's your problem? Maybe I can solve it. I had a call yesterday with one of the biggest fitness apps in the world. I just got introduced to them, so I jumped on a call with them. And I'm like, hey, like, how's, quick intros, how's business, what's going on? So I'm ascertaining in the call, what could it be? Because everything is an opportunity. I cannot sit there and be like, hey guys, I help creators make money online. That is my offer, blah, blah, blah. Here's my amazing statement that some guy told me this is the way to do it. Oh, by the way, here's my gold package and here's my bronze package, right? Like, no, that does not work, right? Instead, you have to ascertain. So I realized in the call that they're massively successful, but they have no IP around tech, etc. So immediately I started asking questions about their tech platform and what they use, to realize that basically they don't use anything. So then I was like, okay. So then I started to change everything I'm saying from that moment to come across like as a tech expert and showcase some of our projects, our apps, and what we do, to be like, maybe we can help you, right? So now I need to go ahead and put a pitch together and send it to them. But the point is, now when I send that pitch, it's going to say, we help fitness apps scale. That's what we do. Now, all of a sudden, for that pitch, my niche is fitness apps. My offer is based on fitness apps, because that's all they care about. That's the only thing I'm going to tell them. They don't need to know what I tell the other 20 guys that I spoke to as well. So ultimately, every person you speak to, you customize that. Doesn't matter what your website says. People are going to look at it in 2 seconds and that's it. So the more generic you can keep your basic homepage, the better. Because what we do is we'll have genflow.com/something. And that's how you refine the positioning for that type of group of people. Anyway, this video is meant to give you the blueprint on how you make $100 million plus. And I'm just giving you that because there's some things that people will not say out loud, because it's the truth. So what you want to do is, if email marketing is your core offer, you want to say you want to build landing pages, you're going to manage the offer, you're going to own the conversion. If it's UGC, you want to manage the ads, shop the offer, design, development, go to market implementation. You want to try to do the full thing. But the point is, your positioning is going to be led from the thing that that person cares about, they're about to speak to. Most people don't close people because they're just pitching something a little bit different to what the person wanted. And so they messed it up when they should have focused on that and position yourself as like, yep, that's exactly what I do. Honestly, I was on a call the other day. Someone was like, I remember I changed the deck to like, we help like brands do organic content at scale, right? It's like, it's not what we do. It's probably like 2% of what we do. In that moment, that's all we do. So, the principle of I'm only pitching the thing that the other person wants, or your one offer, one thing, is principally correct. But when delivered correctly, because it has to be per opportunity. And, does that mean you have to have a big deck of slides that you can edit? Yes. Is a lot of it going to be very, bulk of the slides are the same? You just have to change a few bits. Just a bit of customization like that will massively help you close more people. I did slightly mention this earlier. Step 5, ultimately, is the idea of selling the full stack funnel. And I would have said, it literally puts you ahead of 90% of other agency owners because you're a partner, you're not an agency. I'll give you a quick other secret. One of the slides you should always have in any pitch you ever do to be like, we are not an agency. Because every agency is selling you some bullshit of how they can do this and this, and everybody hates agencies. You hate agencies, I hate agencies, and we're agency owners. Because nobody thinks an agency owner, they think, what's the trick here? Surely they're making money out of us, they're making profit out of us, they're not going to really work on us, they're really going to hire some VAs and do all the work. So people have this massive doubt. So you need to be like, hey man, we're not agencies, they suck. We're partners because we are blah, blah, blah. We are going to take you from A to B. We want to do this with you. So ultimately, you want to have the full funnel because then you're a true partner. If not, you're always going to be an agency. But you should not say to people, I'm giving away the game here, but ultimately you need to hate agencies because then people will love you. Cool. Let's talk a little bit about how to get leads in. I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video. I'll link in the comments below, and you can search on my channel. Plenty of videos about outreach and how to sign clients. So check those out. But I'm going to cover it very briefly here. So I think the biggest difference maker in 2026 for you to sign the best clients, high ticket clients, ambitious clients, as I told you at the beginning, online clients, the secret is you have to spend 2 weeks doing real conversations with people because it's so missing today. The biggest opportunity is just to be a human, just to be you. Everybody is looking for a hack, some AI personalization, massive cold outreach, every way to automate, right? People feel so proud. And sorry for bringing this up, but there's a guy like in our Genflow Accelerator where we help other business business owners. He was so proud that he set up, you know, an AI automation, it's scraping, it's doing this, it's doing that. And it's like, yo, I can't believe how good it is. This is the future. And it's like, you're so excited about that when you fundamentally have still missed the point of that. You can really differentiate yourself by actually being yourself, because everybody is doing some hack to appear real. If you just did real, you'll win. Because look, the truth is, all you need is 10, 15 more clients paying you $5,000 plus per month, and it will change everything in your business. But you rather spend hours and hours and hours figuring all this stuff out to automate by leads, personalization, all this stuff, when all you have to do is just sit and talk to people. So what you should do is spend 2 weeks engaging with people. What does that mean? It means you are going to make a list of like the best clients, and then you should be just talking to them, which means you comment on the stuff, you respond to them, you say, hey, I love your stuff. Even if you've never bought their product, be like, hey man, I love your supplements. I use them all the time, right? And that's it. That's your message. Just talk to people, because it'll be so easy from there for you to then pitch them, because they will have an understanding of like, oh yeah, I've seen this person in my notifications 5 times. And I know what you'll say, but Shan, what if my clients aren't on social media? Then they're the wrong clients. That's the whole point. Anyone has any thinking correct in their head today knows they need to be online. They need to be making content. They need to be doing something. They need to be visible. People are still consuming and have profiles even if they're not posting as much. Your job is to interact with people. You'll go and sign them. It's as simple as that. It's the same playbook I still do to this day, and it works. And even for brand new stuff that we've never done before. That's how I started. Let's go and engage with people. Let's get in the zone. Let's get in the place, and let's see what comes out of that. I would DM young founders on Autopay. I'll email them manually from there, and then I'll start to build conversations and book calls. And at some point, you know, using paid ads is a massive way as well to bring new leads in. The very last part of this blueprint is step 7, which is hiring, operations, and SOPs. Fundamentally today, if you want to scale, you cannot do everything yourself, but you have to make 2 hires, which is going to change everything for you. On one side, you need a delivery operations manager. Their job is to manage the team and manage all the work that's meant to be done, because it's fundamental to your success. Your ability to be able to deliver work at a high enough standard and actually be able to deliver that is the biggest thing, right? Like all the stuff that you've agreed with people has to happen, so we need to go make that happen. On the other side, we need a client services director. That's someone who does all the client meetings and keep clients happy. Your job is then to be involved in either one of those 2 as needed, and most likely on the biggest clients, I would stay involved, but the rest should be handled by them. And that will start to give you the time to learn new skills, offer new services, do ads, do your content, etc. And if you're not putting this structure in place, you will struggle. This is the best structure and the same structure that I did and it still exists that allowed me to scale. That's like the number one thing that you need to do from that point of view. Secondly, every single thing must be an SOP, meaning you don't let someone come in and define the process. Everyone thinks we're very process driven, but the reality is you're not. You're not process driven because people aren't sending you an end of day report of what's actually happening. Every VA, every employee, everything should be sending you that. You're not defining when do you meet to do what, meaning we meet on a Monday to discuss this. We meet on a Tuesday to discuss this. There's a daily stand-up. The accountability starts there. You cannot let people do things the way they want to. They got to do things in a structured way so you can control it. Then communication. You know, we have to message all our clients at the end of the week. And this is what an update looks like. All of that stuff is essential for the growth of your agency, because ultimately then, and it's so funny because when I talk about this stuff, people will be like, yeah. But the truth is still people are not really doing it. And you think you're very process driven because you have a Slack automation for when a new client is onboarded. But you know, it's so much more deeper than that. I'll give you a quick snapshot of that. So here's some of our e-commerce work. Ultimately, this is like all different clients and work happening, and each thing is done through Asana. So nothing happens in my business until it's not tracked on Asana. Like this is what we try to do. And every single task, every single person. So every person wakes up and they'll go to their Asana and they'll know exactly what to do for that day. Then all the comms are here, messages there. You can use ClickUp, you can use Trello, use whatever tool, right? But the point is that then every single day we'll be getting, I get an email, and so does the whole delivery team, which is like 20 plus people, but what's happening where and who's doing what. So that happens every single day. So like you have to really run your business like as in the minutest detail physically possible, so everything is going to plan. Look, if you're an agency owner today and you're like, Shan, I like some of the stuff that you're saying. Like if you want my help, click the link down below and book a call. So we run a thing called the Genflow Growth Accelerator. We bring agency owners in and we help them scale. Physically, just giving you access to everything. I've put together more than 300 plus videos, hundreds of resources, exact copy and paste stuff for you, from SOPs, processes, job descriptions, how to interview people, strategy, finances, obviously everything about acquisition, lead gen, ads, all that stuff. So you get all of that stuff and you end up getting calls with me and my team. We do 5 calls every single month. You also get one-to-one call with me. Ultimately, I'll help you scale your agency. Look, with that being said, thank you for watching and make sure you hit subscribe. I have almost 2 videos a week coming out every single week. I'll see you in the next one.